Hi, it's Sandy Parker and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Today we're going to make a gift bag that lays flat with 8x8 papers. I hope you'll stay tuned. Well, I saw Sam Calcott make a bag like this and I thought I would kind of alter hers up and do it a little bit differently. But I found these paper pads on eBay and I'm not sure where else you can find them, but this is where I found it. It was a kit. It's called the Paper Tree Nature Song. And in their paper kit, the thing I like about it is in it, they give you these die cut toppers, they give you some sentiments that you can use, they give you more die cut toppers, and then they give you, I think it's 48 sheets of the paper in four patterns of the same design. Then it came, when I bought these from this person on eBay, it came with a 6x6 pad, an 8x8 pad, and this small 5x5 sentiment topper pad. And I thought that this would work really well to use for on these gift bags, that I would be able to punch some of them out and use them on gift bags. So that's what I'm thinking. So what you're going to need to do this is you're going to need 2 pieces of 8x8 paper for your front and your back, and then I need 2 other pieces that are cut to 4x8 for the sides and the bottom. So we'll cut that. You're going to need to score the bottom of the back piece. That's this one. It doesn't matter for me what direction my paper goes, but I think I am going to make it, I guess it's going to look better if it was that direction. So this, the right side, is the top of my bag. And I'm going to score this at the bottom at 1.5 inches. And you know I write all this information below the video. Don't worry about that. And then you're also going to score this at 7 1/8. And that's because we're going to fold the top over. So again, we're scoring the back piece at 1.5 and 7 1/8. The front piece, we're just going to score at 7 1/8. Again, making sure that the pattern is facing toward this right side, and that's 7 1/8. Then we're going to score our base at 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and 3.5. And then you're going to score the sides. On our 8-inch sides, we're going to score at 1 inch and 2.5 inches. This is going to make it so we'll be able to later fold the bag flat. If you don't want to fold the bag flat, you don't have to do these. But I like it to be able to store mine and have them where I want them, you know, whenever I need them. And I don't want them to all be standing up. 1 inch, 2.5 inches. Then on the long length, you're going to score at 1/2 inch and 3.5. Then, again, this is only if you're going to be folding the bag. Then we're going to also score it at 2 inches, but only down to that first line that we did. That would be at the, I think it's at 2.5 inches. Again, we're going to do on our other piece, same thing. I gotta find my other one that doesn't have any scores on it. We're gonna score at 1/2 inch all the way down, 3.5 all the way down, and then 2 inches just down to that score at 2.5 inches. Then I'm gonna do another score, but not with my board. This part you're gonna need a ruler, and what you're gonna do, maybe you can see it better on the back. Hopefully you can see these on the back. Do you see this box right here? Hopefully you can. That is where we are going to need to make a diagonal score. And unfortunately I'm going to have to do it on the pattern side, but you'll see it on the back when I'm done. And what you're going to do is from that 2-inch score that's in the middle, you're going to go from there just down to where the corner of the box meets. And then you're just going to score that. And then you're going to do the same thing on this side, and then we'll look at it on the other side so you can see better what it looks like. Hopefully you can see that. Can you see that one score isn't really isn't deep enough, I don't think. Okay. So hopefully you can see that. You see the diagonal, the triangle that's right there, just in that box. You need to have that so that you can fold it. If you don't want to fold your bag flat, all you need then is just these two side scores, the 1/2 inch and the 3.5 inch. Because the rest is all so that you'd be able to fold it. I personally think it's nice, even when you're giving gifts, for the person, the recipient, to be able to fold it flat and put it in a drawer so they can re-gift it. You know, it makes it more. I'm going to flip it over so you can maybe see it better when I score this one. Okay, you see that end right there? You want to put your stylus there, and you want to angle it down so that it meets the corner of that box. Like that. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. It's not easy to see in white either. There you go. I'll do it again so we can see it better. It doesn't have to be really perfect. Now that we've got our sides done, you're just going to fold in the two sides. Actually, you don't need to do that yet. What we need to do is we need to cut out the bottom score marks. You want to cut those up to the first score line, cutting out the lines. Then you're going to want to cut the box out completely, like that. You see that? And then I'm going to do it this way once, and then I'm going to show you the other way to do it. And then you're going to want to cut a little notch, not a lot, just a little bit of a notch. This makes this easier for you to put your bag together. Just taking out a little bit of the paper, and I mean a very little bit, like that, so that it's a little bit on a diagonal. And then on your sides, you're going to do the same thing, just a little bit of a diagonal, like that. I'll show it to you when we're done. Same thing here, just a little bit of a diagonal, like that. Do our other side. It would help if I had it the right side up, wouldn't it? This time I'm going to show you how I like to do this. I like to cut a little bit of a diagonal up to that first score line. And then from that score line, I like to angle up. That way, it's only one cut and the whole thing is done. It's just a little bit faster. Can you see that? How this is a little bit angled and that's a little bit angled and these are angled. That's important because it makes this so that you can put it together. So then let me, I'll show you the folds. You're going to fold the bottom flap then in, like that. And then you're going to fold these flaps down, and then you're going to angle your little triangular spot is going to be indented. It's going to be like a valley, and then it's going to all kind of fold like that. And same thing with this one. You want to fold the bottom in, then you want to fold the next section so that it folds, and then your diagonals. It's important that they all can fold, and then the middle section is going to fold like a valley. Yeah, you can just pinch it. Okay? This is a really easy bag to put together, and the hardest part is what we've done already. And then this is our base, and you're going to just fold the flaps up. And the easiest way to put this bag together, I think, is with tear tape, but I also use wet glue. And for those of you who watch my channel, you know the reason I use wet glue is because I need to make sure that if I lay this down, I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to get it off or move it if I screwed it up. And so if there's more of you out there that like to hedge your bets on things like this, I recommend that very, very highly. You just add a little bit of wet glue to your tear tape so that you just have the ability to move it if you need to. It's my system. I stick to it. Okay, then I'm going to put my tear tape closest to the score lines. And then I'll put wet glue from the tear tape to the edge. Again, because I want to make sure that I can take it off if I need to, move it if I need to. Okay, then I use Barely Art glue, and I like it. I think it works well. I made a video about the glues I use and why I use them and when I use them, and I'll link that so that you have that if you're interested. And I think you know this, I'm not monetized, and I'm not affiliated with anyone, so it's not like, if I tell you I like something, it's not because I'm being paid to say that. It's because I actually do like it. So I hope that that makes you feel better, that if you're looking at me saying, well, the only reason she likes that glue is because, you know, she gets some money from it. I do not. Although, to be honest, the Barely Art people did send me the glue and to let me try it. So this is my base, and the reason I know it's my base is it only has 2 scores, right? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our sides onto our base. Wait, I didn't put score tape on this side of this one. I forgot. I'm going to have Rich cut this part out because I'm sure you don't really care about watching me put more tear tape on and about me taking the backing off. And you always want to push down on your score tapes to make sure that the backing will come off, like rub it in to make sure that you don't have any trouble getting the backing off. I got this little tool on AliExpress and I really like it. It wasn't very much money. I think it was under $1, and I really like it. It's sturdy and it's easy for me to hold in my hand, and it's just one of those things. Thought I'd tell you about it. Let's put this piece on first. Okay, so what you're going to want to do, now that I'm stuck to my other things, first things we're going to do is we're going to get these things out of the way so that we don't end up confusing you. This is my base. Remember, that's the base. What you want to do is you want to take your side and you want to line it up so that, oh, I didn't put my wet glue on. Oh boy, that would have been bad. Jeepers creepers. Okay. There's my wet glue. Hopefully you can see that. Then you're going to lay this so that it lines up, your score lines all line up with each other, and your bottom of your bag is straight across. So see my score lines running up the side and running up that side. That's important because that makes it so that your bag's going to be straight. And we're going to take our backing off the other ones. We're going to do the same exact thing to the other side. And then again, we're going to line it up so our score lines are all straight. I'm going to rub that down. Make sure it's glued in. Then I'm going to put some wet glue on my side here. As I said, that's the part I didn't have tear tape on, is this little edge. I want to make sure that it's all going to stay adhered. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take one of our pieces. Now this is my front because it only has 1 score on it, and I'm going to fold that down so I remember that that's the top of my bag. Same with this one. I'm going to fold that down so that I remember that that's the top. So this is the top of the bag, and right now we're playing with the bottom and the side. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold our bottom, and we're going to put some tear tape or some glue on that, and I'm going to lay that so it's right up to that, and then I'm going to put it down and rub on it. Then I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to take my side that I already glued to everything else, and I'm going to fold in that score. Hopefully you're seeing all this. And I'm going to pull my side of my bag straight up and make sure that my score line is even. It's kind of hard to do that and get you in camera, so I'm trying to make sure I have it at an angle that you can see. And then we'll push that in. I'm going to go to this side, put wet glue, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fold in our side I think it's sometimes easier to do it from looking at it from the inside out. I don't know if that'll help you, but when I'm trying to line up the sides, I'm never sure if it's going to be exactly right or not. And then again, we're going to put we're going to attach our piece to the bottom first. It makes it easier doing that. Just thought I'd tell you that. If you want this bag to be super sturdy, I would recommend putting a piece of cardboard in the bottom. That way your piece it'll stay well adhered. And sometimes, well, you know, like if you put something heavy in it, this would hold maybe, I don't know, sweater, not even a sweater. Something that's not going to be super heavy. Because it's not a super huge bag. Keep that in mind. It's not going to be, I'll give you the dimensions when we're done, but it's not like this is going to be huge. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to go to the inside. Make sure it's, if I have to move it a little bit, I can do that now because I've not glued it all together. Then we go to this side. I'm going to put a little bit more wet glue because remember that tear tape, I mean the tear tape will hold, but I like to have the convenience of being able to rip it off if I put it down wrong. And I also like to make sure that it's going to stay together. And you never know if tear tape is going to hold in the long run or not. But glue, you know, it's in there for the long haul. I'm just making sure all of my glue parts are well adhered by rubbing them. You could use a bone folder for that, but I never find the need to do that because I don't know, I just don't feel like I need to. Okay, so then your folds, I should have folded that back flap before I did this. That back fold, I don't know if you remember, we made a score at 2.5 inches. That makes it so that you can pinch it and then very gently at first lay it all down like that. It's just nice because then all of your gift bags, you can put all your gift bags all together in one big stack. Like if you're going to make Christmas bags, you'd be able to have all of your bags together in one pile. It'd just be nice. I'm just thinking. So then we need to put our handles on. And I decided I would use a ribbon that I cut, and now I don't know what I did with because I lost it, and you know, I don't know how I do these things. My ribbon pieces are 10.5 inches each, and I saved the box. It's called Offray, nice and narrow, and it is 5/8 inch wide and it's 9 feet, and I think I might have gotten it at Joann's, but I might be lying. I don't think that's, I don't know, you know what I'm saying. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to punch our holes in the top right on that scored, that fold of that score. So I got my Crop-A-Dile out, and I thought what I would do is show you how I'm going to punch my holes. You can do this with a regular hole punch if you want to. We are going to just make a little mark. You're going to go, I'm going to keep my bag folded like this, and I'm going to measure across the top 2.5 inches in from this side, and I'm going to just put a little dot right there. Hopefully you can see that. And then I'm going to turn it this way so I can put the little dot at 2.5 inches on the other side. It's really tricky to see this to make sure it's actually at 2.5 inches, and I'm going to put that little dot right there. So those are where my little spots are, 2.5 inches in from each side on the score. You see that? It's right on the fold. And I'm going to take the bigger hole of my Crop-A-Dile, and I'm going to just go through, hopefully if I can see it, I'm going to go through both sides. And then what we're going to do is you're going to fold your end of your ribbon. Some people can just do this. I usually cannot, and I'll show you what I do instead. You know, normal people can just fold their ribbon and pull it through, but I have never been that good at doing things like that. So what I do is I get a piece of tape, And then I fold my end into a point and put my tape around it so that my tape can form it into an even smaller point. I'm going to take it and open up my hole, and then I can just pull it through like that. Is that slick or what? It just takes me forever to get my little tape thing going. I won't make you watch me do the other side because it's too painful to watch me do it twice. Then what I'm going to do is what I should have done all along. I should have put some tear tape under my flap. I'm going to put it at the top of my flap, and I'm also going to put another piece of tear tape underneath where my ribbon pieces are going to go. And that's not going to be, I'm not going to have a lot. I'm just going to have enough to just make sure that we've got something to hold it in place. I'm only going to put enough ribbon back here. Just it's only going to be enough that it has a place to stick down. So I'm going to take my tape off. Okay, and then you want to make sure again that your ribbon is laying in the right position, and we're just going to lay it on that tear tape. Same thing on the other side. You want to make sure that when you pull this down that it's covered, right? And then we're going to take our backing off and we'll lay that flat. That is one side of our baggie. We've got more to do. Let me do the other side and then I'll be right back. So let's finish her up. I put some foam squares on the back of my cutout, and this piece came with the kit, but I used my one of my stitch dies, and then I used a bigger stitch die with black paper, and I thought I would just put it like that. And then I have some Nuvo drops. This color is, these are Dream Drops, and it is Supernova, and I thought about using this color. It's Cherry Bomb. Oh no, that's the shimmer powder. Never mind. That would have been travesty. And I don't have really good luck with this. I always end up with Hershey Kiss shaped things. So what I'm going to do this time, which is a little bit different than normal, and hopefully you'll be able to see it when I'm done, is I'm holding my tip more on the paper. Like, hold on. Let me see if I can do it sideways. I'm holding it and just kind of putting the tip, lining it up on the paper more so that it doesn't do this. I'm going to put more on that one. I don't know how you guys feel about these drops, but I'm not good at them. It's not that I can't squeeze it. It's not that. It's just that my dots aren't round. They're Hershey Kissy. I have this Happy Birthday that came with the paper. I'll look for that paper online. Hopefully I'll be able to find it for you so you can get it if you like it. It's a really beautiful pad, or the different pads are really nice. I was really happy that whoever bought it decided they didn't want it anymore, because it's just, I think it's just very, it'd be nice for baby showers, it'd be nice for birthdays, and this little sentiment came with it. Well, happy birthday, and I'm going to put that centered up here, hopefully straight. And then I thought I would do, if you know what I'm doing wrong, tell me, that I get these weird shaped dots. I even went to a class that it was at a craft show, and the Nuvo people were there, or people representing them were there, and I asked them about it, and the woman looked at me like I was crazy. She's like, that shouldn't happen with ours. Ours are self-leveling. And I was like, great. I'm glad they're self-leveling. Could you make mine level? And I even did it for her, and she was just like, huh. Which, didn't make me feel really good about myself. Huh. So there it is. I really recommend this if you have a lot of paper and you just don't know what to do with your big paper, your 12 by 12 or your 8 by 8, 6 by 6, no matter what size paper you have. If you're tired of the paper and you want to come up with a way to use it, this is a great way to do it. So So let me tell you the dimensions. It's 7 inches, a little bit over 7 inches tall. The bottom is about 3 inches front to back, and it's 8 inches across the front. So it's a decent sized bag. These aren't particularly sturdy. I mean, they're as sturdy as a paper bag can be, but if you want it to be sturdier, what I would do is I would cut a piece of cardboard that is about 7 7/8 inches long and about 2 7/8 inches wide, and I'd put it in the bottom, and that way it'll sturdy it up for you. So there's our bag. I hope you enjoyed this. You give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please tell your friends about me on social media because you know I love that. And thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.